Is the Caliban broken? A very simple question and a very simple answer. No, it is not broken. For the average player, the Caliban is quite an awful tank. In fact, I would say for 90% of players, the Caliban is not a vehicle you're going to want to play. For example, His Royal Fatness played the Caliban an entire live stream. He's one of the top players on the server, and his win rate in the vehicle was like 67%. I mean, that's good until you realize that, he probably goes 80% in a vehicle like the T-77, 80% in a vehicle like the Barask. So the thing about the Caliban is that, yes, it does have an absolutely devastating gun. It has 187 millimeters of pen that is able to deal 860 damage, but that's not unheard of. In fact, if you think of a vehicle like the ISU-152, not only does the ISU have more standard damage, more standard penetration, better shell velocity, it's got everything when it comes to the gun compared to the Caliban. And even if you move over to the HE, sure, it doesn't have HESH, but it still has 99 millimeters of high explosive pen, dealing 960 damage. That means if you get the side of most mediums or even some of the more lightly armored heavies in Tier 8 or Tier 7, you're going to absolutely bop them. The reason the Caliban does so well is, in my opinion, because the average Tier 8 player is just so bad. If you're a really good player like me and you understand how to take advantage of a vehicle like the Caliban, where to play it, then you can do really dang well in it. If you're not a player that understands this type of playstyle, then you're going to do really bad in it. So I've been able to go around 83% in the tank with 2,600 average damage. The average damage is pretty good, I will definitely say, but my T-77 average damage is 3,100. So it's, not impossibly high average damage. We got the Borsig. There you go. Nice slap into his vehicle. To be fair, I don't know why the Borsig is playing frontline. What's more impressive is that our Tankenstein let the Borsig actually get away with that. Pretty sad. We're going to reload. The Caliban has an absolutely awful reload of 20 seconds, which is pretty painful. But when you do get reloaded, you have a pretty nasty ability. We're going to wait for this Pharaoh to back up, and hopefully he will. Well, we also got the WZ over here. I was kind of hoping he would show his face. Well, you know what? Let's just go for the M7, yo. It's a pretty easy shot. Let's go for a side armor. Boom, 887 damage. Now, that's nasty, don't get me wrong, but if we were in, for example, a T-77, we could have done the exact same damage. In fact, we probably could have done more. The T-77 has 780 or something damage in its clip potential, which is a lot when you think about it. So, to be honest, I don't really think the Caliban is that broken. Now, again, it does have the ability to do that. 788 damage in one shot, which feels absolutely amazing. But I personally just don't believe that it's actually that overpowered of a tank. I guarantee if you ask anybody that actually owns it, they're not going to tell you it's overpowered. So if you don't own this vehicle and you're going to argue that it is overpowered to people that do own it, then I wouldn't, because it's not. So, as you saw there, that was a perfect example of what happens the majority of the time when you drive this vehicle. Your shells go bye-bye very, very quickly as well. We're going to aim in a shell onto the Tiger here. We're going to put on our Adrenaline, and 3, a 2, a 1, and a boop. 200 damage. I'll take it. It's better than nothing. We got the AT-15 off to the side. We got 8 more seconds left on our reload. And, oh, that AT just got bedoinkered. Let's reload. 4, 3, never mind. So this first game was a pretty good example of the Caliban. We did some good damage numbers. We got a shell into a KV-3, got a shell into the Borsig, and we got a shell into, I don't know who the last guy was, but we nuked a couple people, so we did good. We did 2,569 damage. But, again, I could have done everything I did there in a T-77. So on the question of, is this vehicle overpowered? No. Is it broken? No. In a good player's hands, do I think it's overpowered? Yes. Do I think a T-77 in a good player's hands is overpowered? Do I think a Barask? Do I think any Tier 8 that's fairly good in a good player's hands is overpowered? Yeah, I do. So that argument doesn't go anywhere, Saying that I average 83% win rate in this vehicle does not per se make this tank overpowered, because I average 80% across the board for almost all of my Tier 8s as it is. So again, I think that the Caliban is just a really fun vehicle. If you're average at the game, you're going to do awful in the tank, especially if you don't understand how Hesh works. This will probably be the worst purchase you ever make, because what you're going to do is you're probably not going to fully aim in, you're going to miss a couple of your shots every game, and you're going to end up doing like 1,000 average damage. And it's not harsh, it's true. That's just how it is. The Caliban for the average player is very similar to the FV2 and 5B 183. Now there are people in the comments section that will tell me that I'm hypocritical because I enjoy playing the Caliban, but I hate the FV2 and 5B 183. Let me set this straight, and I've talked about this in the past. The 183 is a fun vehicle to play. The problem with the 183 is that it's in tier 10. If the 183 was a tier 8 tank destroyer, and let's pretend it had less alpha, you know, it's kind of like a G-Sor, then I wouldn't care. In fact, I enjoy the G-Sor, which is basically a 183 at tier 8. The problem with the 183 is that it's in tier 10. It's a competitive tier where I'm actually trying to win. And when my team has a 42% player in the 183 that does one shot of Hesh that doesn't pen and then instantly dies, basically that dude was a fart in the wind. He was a waste of a player. Why would I ever want that? In tier 8, I don't care if my teams suck. So it's not hypocritical for me to enjoy the Caliban. It's not. It's more people trying to pin it on me. Now that there was, again, a pretty good example of where the Caliban struggles. I mean, we missed that shell. To be fair, we had to lead that very far ahead, as you saw. But even then, we still were not able to come out with a stunning victory. So we got the SU all the way in the back, and I'm going to aim in on his vehicle. There's not much else I can really do here, so if this SU does end up showcasing his armor, which he did, there you go. Long live the SU. That was his fault. Shouldn't have pushed that far up, and more specifically, shouldn't have YOLO'd. I mean, that's a full health tier 9, and now he's saying Hesh is stupid. No, you're stupid. That was an absolutely dumb ape maneuver you did there. You killed yourself for literally no reason, bro. Let's aim it on the Waffenträger. There you go. 849 damage. Could have done that in an ISU. Could have done that in really any tank. That dude put himself in that situation again. This isn't the Caliban being OP. This is people not understanding how to play the game. So I can't really say too much against that. We're reloading. We got a couple seconds left. We've been able to bring this battle back. And that is one very nice thing about a vehicle like the Caliban, is that you can bring back losses very quickly with this alpha. It's nice that you can just, you know, badoink somebody and bring the cusps of a defeat into a victory. Now I'm going to aim right at where that lightweight is. Come on, bro. Oh, come on. Come on, lightweight. Poke it. Poke it again. We also got the Action 10 off to the side, who I'm going to aim in on. Oh, 1,075 damage. A full health Action 10 now has 675 health. Again, that one was a bit stupid, I'll agree. But to be fair, he still did completely expose his lower plate for me to shoot at. So, welcome to the world of don't expose your armor to a vehicle that can literally nuke it. Alright, well at this point in time, we got the waffle. There you go. Long live the waffle. It is honestly funny watching the shell velocity be so bad on this tank. But as you can see, a player like myself that averages 75% in tier 10, playing a tier 8 is like a cakewalk. But everything I'm doing here, I probably could be doing in the T77 as well. So just keep that in mind. I'm going to be heading towards this lightweight. Am I going to hit him? Chances are slim to none. I mean, we know that this tank has, like, the worst accuracy ever. But if I can get close enough to him, I think we can absolutely badoink him. So let's keep on heading towards him. I'm going to go this way. That way we can get a pen into the front of the lightweight. And here we go. Oh, 826. Damaged every module on his vehicle. And there you go. That is a victory. So this is the Caliban. It's a vehicle that if you play poor against, it will take advantage of those poor plays and do a good job. If I was, let's pretend, a 40-50%er that watches this video and says, oh my god, Droodles did amazing in this tank, it must be OP, and you buy it, I guarantee that you will do bad in it. Not everything you see in replays is the same as actually played in your experience. I'm a player that understands how to use a tank like this. I could very easily do almost everything I did in that battle with the G-Sor. The difference is that this gets it out in one shot. The G-Sor has a 2.5 second interval before it gets it out with the second shell. So this is the Caliban. I do not think it's broken, but I do think that there are certain games like that one you just watched there where it can make an absolutely huge impact if you play it correctly. Let me know what you guys think about the tank in the comments down below. But overall, this is by far one of my favorite tier 8s out there because of the playstyle it carries. I've been able to go 83% with 2,700 average damage. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.